Hey y'all, Canada has a new home for Black music and it's called The Block. It's a national radio show celebrating hip hop and the music at its heartbeat. That's funk, soul, reggae, Afro pop, R&B. It's the music that has shaped the culture for generations past, present, and future. All of our faves, and hosted by Angeline Tetoeo. So check it out weeknights at 7 on CBC Music and the CBC Listen app. Again, it's called The Block. Check it out and let's move on.
Hey, y'all, make sure that you check out this awesome new show, Okay Now Listen. It's a bi-weekly podcast hosted by Scotty Beam and Silvio Bell, brought to you by Netflix and Strong Black Lead. These best friends talk openly and honestly about what's on their minds, what they're binging, and what's blowing up their timelines. Okay Now Listen is a podcast by and about Black women with exclusive celebrity interviews from folks like Issa Rae and Zendaya. So do you have any other choice but to stand? New episodes drop every other Thursday. Subscribe now where you listen to podcasts and follow at Strong Black Lead on all the socials to stay up to date. Have fun, and let's start our show. You awoke me, unleash the power in my heart. I will dance and I'll defeat them through the light and the dark. You must... I'm finished.
I was going to say, I don't know this song.
Welcome back, folks. I mean, listen to that. That's clearly, obviously, an anime or video game or some other dumb nerd shit that I like. Welcome back to another episode of the podcast, guys. I am the firm grip between Derek Jackson and his wife's hands.
And I am Viola Davis. This is the read. Thank you.
It is indeed.
For coming back.
This nigga. Yeah, joining us. Here, you know what I'm saying, reporting to you live from the situation still existing in whatever the fuck this social experiment is that God has created. I mean, Earth.
Just to fuck with us, but you know, we're here nonetheless.
So let's first talk about social media.
Oh,
I was just trying to be nice to y'all bitches.
I'm turning my mic off.
I was trying to tweet some words of encouragement the other day after I had a mix of Casamigos and champagne. And unfortunately, this led a lot of you to be concerned for my well-being, which is so hilarious and embarrassing. I'm cool at the moment. Was simply hoping you are as well, bitch. But thank you anyway for the outpouring of support. The some 600 some odd messages from people saying, "Girl, don't do it. Step away from the ledge." I was just saying hi and hoping you're well. So, you know, there's that. Alrighty.
I'm sorry, but I called you and it was like I've never seen you more confused about anything ever. So
I was I was like, what did I do?
I had to just be like, you know what, friend? I'm just telling you that your phone is probably about to start blowing up because niggas are calling me like, you need to check on him. And I'm like, what do I just talked to him yesterday. What's going on? Oh, glory be to God. Thank y'all so much.
Here drinking.
Thank y'all for caring so much. It is really, truly appreciated.
I was just drinking some Offset's house. Or Casamigos.
How clever.
As it is officially called.
Correct.
And, you know, I just wanted to say, hey, girls, life's short. Do the best you can. Love you. And everyone was like, kindness? from that bitch, something's wrong.
Yep.
So I can't.
I mean, I
can't blame you for that. But I'm fine. Thank you so much for being kind.
Oh boy.
And all of your messages were still ever impactful and moving. So thank you for that. Alrighty. Black Excellence this week is going to one Deja Taylor. Many of you also were sending me this story. Deja is a 17-year-old scientist and badass who's working on patenting her own color-changing sutures. So she invented these sutures that would change color at the site of an infection.
What?
Right?
That is so genius.
So let me tell you something. I'm reading this on Smithsonian Magazine's website.
Oh, okay.
I'm not smart. I have pros and cons. But a lot of this, even from, with a 17-year-old queen at the nucleus of it, right. A lot of this still skims right over my capabilities. So I want y'all to understand that I did my best. But what I can tell you is that Dasia,
look at her! Oh my God!
Isn't she just?
She is the
best?
Sweetest baby ever. Look at her! Oh my God!
She just the greatest.
She is 17.
17. She's one of 40 finalists in the Regeneron Science Talent Search, which is apparently one of the oldest and most prestigious science and math competitions for high school seniors in the country. Right? Like the fuck?
They would never invited me to none of that shit.
Good luck if I can grip on the basic edition and
right.
God forbid division is a part of the conversation.
Please. What I know about science is don't put styrofoam in the microwave.
That's it. And if my mama was right, don't stand too close to it when it's That's all I know. I don't have anything else.
The rest of it is chemicals and shit. Girl, leave me alone.
So what I really found really fascinating about this story is that apparently there are stitches or sutures or whatever you call them that were created where I guess they're called smart sutures, where I guess they somehow are connected to smartphones and computers so that doctors and patients maybe also can whip out their device and check the status of their wound or whatever.
Wow.
But to Deja's point, many people in developing countries ain't got no motherfucking smartphone. But you know what they do have? Wounds that need to be clean and not infected so that they don't die. So this queen was able to say, so somehow,
oh my God,
she's used beets, which apparently have the right amount of dye and pH to detect infection in humans. And again, this is where we're dancing outside of my understanding.
I've been sitting here reading so that I could try to get what it is she has done.
I'm going to put a link to the article I read in the description for this week, just because I feel first of all, bow down. Secondly, I found it very interesting, so I think maybe other people would also enjoy reading it. But yeah, she's working on a patent. There's a lot of stuff that I guess they still need to do in terms of research, testing, and blah, blah, blah. But she's going places. And I just found this story to be really awesome. The fact that she's 17 is even more awesome. And it's typical Black woman, young, old, in between. What's on her heart? Giving a fuck about people and doing the best to supply needs, supply resolutions to problems and things like that. So
right.
Shout out to her.
It is, yeah, they do go into the science behind it. So if you're interested, definitely check out the link. But it's just fascinating that a young girl thought, how can I help make things better for countless people? And then went into the work of developing this whole thing. It's just incredible. So shout out to Miss Deja, girl. 17 years old and already a far better human that I could ever dream to be. So great work. Great work, girl. Great work.
So are you muted or what's going on? Is it a connection thing or what exactly is the issue now?
Can you not hear me? Because I'm not muted.
I hear you now.
I don't know.
Okay.
Perhaps it was the internet playing ball-headed games, but I wasn't muted.
Okay.
That's why you said that I hate you.
But whatever it is, I agree. I'm sure I agree. So
wow.
Miss Taylor of Iowa City West High School. We tip our hats to you, Queen. Good job. And best to the future.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
This week in Hot Tops, good top hunting, good bottom hunting. But I guess that's an easier thing to... That's not... All right. So speaking of Black excellence...
You committed to it.
1 Rihanna Fenty, 6 Grammys to my name.
I know the reference this time, niggas.
Of course you do. It's like, I'm sure it was all inside. What an era, man.
So, one, like, you really had to be there. It cannot be duplicated.
There was just a pocket in social media where things were just so nice.
They were nice, but they were lawless. So
they were. And now they are what they are.
Yeah.
So Rihanna is the first Black female artist to have an album sit on the Billboard 200 for 5 goddamn years. That album is Anti.
Wow, go off.
I think my favorite.
Oh yeah,
Rihanna album.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. It's between that and Loud. But then I also really like Rated R. So I mean, there's a lot going on there, but Anti is just so good. It is just and the fact that it has been on the charts for 5 years, I mean, I'm shocked, but I shouldn't be because it is that good.
Exactly. Right.
And she keeps the Navy extremely thirsty.
Speaking of which, she posted a little celebratory moment on her Instagram about it. And of course, one of the Navy members said, "Celebrate by releasing a new song." To which she responded, "I think I should," with a soon emoji. Just one, though.
Yeah, okay.
So then, Rihanna stans took to Twitter and TikTok and wherever the Bigo and Bingo and Cricket and wherever the fuck else and said, red alert, red alert. The doll said something. We have movement. Gird your loins, gird your loins. She's coming. So maybe this spring summer might be the moment where we'll get a little something to shake our asses to by way of Rihanna. But I am still enjoying the Fenty empire expansion.
Yeah, definitely. I love that she's just like, yeah, y'all called me the Avon lady, and now I'm literally finna sell the entire Avon catalog, and it's all gonna be under Fenty, and I dare you to get mad at me about it. So if she's happy, then I'm happy for her. Rihanna has given me enough as far as music is concerned, because I really do enjoy most of her catalog. So I think it's really the stands that are the most pressed, but it's also the issue of she has lied to y'all's faces like this before and played with y'all. So why are y'all still getting your hopes up? She said, was it 2019 where she was like, okay, album coming out this year, and then literally did not drop a goddamn thing? Was it 2019, 2018? I think so. She has been playing with y'all like this for the entire 5 years since Anti came out. So I just kind of don't know when you girls are gonna realize that you're being fucked with, and you will get the music when she puts it out, and that's that. But
yeah,
okay.
I'm waiting for the Fenty phone because I'm just on the edge with is it just me, or has autocorrector or whatever on the iPhone just become less and less useful? At this point, I feel like the bitch is just playing in my face. Yeah. Sometimes, let's say I misspelled necessary, which is often an uphill battle for me. and I'll be like, I'll put in the first 3-4 letters as necessary, and it'll put like nectarine or something. Bitch, you know this is not the fuck I'm talking about, bitch. Just because I don't have the latest goddamn device, ho. So,
I mean, I do have the latest device, and mine autocorrects to French words when I don't even have a French keyboard installed.
What is she?
So why are you playing? I get that the phone is listening to me, but I don't need you to translate my text into French, please. I don't need that. I don't know how to get it to cut off either. Mark Zuckaburger, cut it off.
So, 2-time 2021 NAACP Image Award winning actress, producer, director, and overall Black badass Marsei Martin.
That could have been a few different women, so I was just waiting to hear the name.
She was recently speaking with The Hollywood Reporter on her Empire production company, Regality, Black Beauty, Talent, expansion, advancement, modelesqueness, makeup ability. I'm making up words now.
No, but all those things are still true.
So she was talking to them about, she has a Disney Channel series coming up called Saturdays, which she's probably pronounced Saturdays.
Might be. But I would love it if it wasn't. I would love it if it was Saturdays. And that was in like the theme song or something.
Oh, Black. Okay, so she's producing that. And she spoke about how this series was born from her fond of like aesthetic roller skating, because roller skating is apparently a big like central part of that plot, and a desire to shine a light on sickle cell anemia. But within that conversation, she also said that it is not about Black pain. The main character will still be celebrated, still loved, and lives her life the way that she wants to. She also said, I have a couple of rules when you come into my office.
Oh, shut up.
When you come into my office.
Period, bitch.
I'm done.
When you come into my office. What else is there to even say?
I'm done. We have no other words. The episode is finished.
And nobody is going to top this.
This 16-year-old icon said, when you come into my office, don't give me this, I don't do no Black pain. If it's Black pain, I don't go for it, because there are so many films and projects about that, so that's not who I am. I want to make sure that it is diverse and real in its own way. I want you to know, Marsei Martin and anybody the fuck else listening, that I'm standing up right now. I'm standing up to do this.
This nigga really stood up. You better do the essential worker clap.
That's what the fuck I'm talking about. Because, like, we've talked about this on the podcast for years and years. Like, there's enough, like, oh my goodness, look at the plight and the struggle of the Black experience and all of the different levels and corners of trauma within. And there's definitely a place and importance for all of that. It's not like it's useless, but bitch, being Black is lit. Sometimes I watch us having fun.
Being Black is so great that despite all the overwhelming evidence against the Black experience, most of us would not choose to be white or anything else. Because Black is lit. Like, it's just phenomenal over here, despite all the bullshit y'all put us through. And that's why y'all so mad. And we know that about y'all. So I love it because, like you said, it's not that there's no place for these stories, but those stories are the first to get told. And they're the first that wealthy white producers want to bankroll so they can win an Oscar because of Black people.
Exactly.
So yeah, like there's plenty of that. There's plenty of trauma stories. And I mean, as a person who is probably going to write trauma stories, I'm not offended by this, because we also need to see Black people who are going through shit, but the shit not being the main point of the movie.
Thank you.
The resilience and the joy that they have anyway, and the way that they adapt to their situation, and the way that they learn that some of it is limitations of them or their experience, and a lot of it is limitations of society, and how it's not necessarily your fault that things are the way they are. Like, I just want to see more of that too. Yeah. I want to see more of like Black people being like, yeah, this is happening to me, whatever hardship I'm going through. And yet I still have joy and peace and fulfillment and love and respect in my life. Like, so I'm so happy, that we are at a place where a 16-year-old Black girl in a position like Marsei Martin is in can say, when you come in my office, make sure this is the type of script you bring, because I don't want to hear nothing else. You can take that other shit somewhere else. It's a spot for that, but it's not over here. I love that.
Period.
I really do. Like, that's beautiful. So I'm so excited. Anything this girl does, I'm just so excited to support. I mean, we have loved her from the very beginning.
I mean, from the pilot, like
I still have that picture beginning. When you went to ABC, when you were at the Disney lots and you took a picture with her on set. I still have that on my phone.
She was itty bitty.
Yeah, she was a tiny baby when I saw her at the Emmys. I'm like, that must have been like 8 or 9 years ago. I mean, not even that long, but she just seemed so small then, and she's such a young woman now. So it's like watching your little nieces grow. It's like watching Chloe and Halle grow up. It's just like, oh my God, the babies. I'm so happy for y'all, because y'all are just growing into such smart and strong, talented, like just with a good mind, like with.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like,
y'all are healthier than we were.
When I like, even in the midst of me wanting to bash my head into the wall, dealing with like people in my age range and beyond, and a couple of people a bit younger than me, but like a lot of people within the experience I grew up in, just clinging on to their ignorance, even when all signs point to it being some bullshit now. There are situations and people like this from a younger generation that let me feel like, at least whenever it is that my era is done, I feel like there are more people, you know, behind me, younger people that are like, okay, girl, like, let's go ahead and take care of business because we're over it. Like, that was cute. That was sweet. That was nice. That's not what we're trying to do. Not for us, not for our kids or their kids. So that's really dope.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's also an example of having, you know, a solid foundation at home, because her parents don't play.
And that has always been true. When I met Marsei, her mama and daddy was right there. Like, she was not the child to be left unattended. And it was the same thing with Chloe and Halle. Their mama was right there at everything. Mm-hmm. So, but best of luck to her. I'm excited to see what she does next.
So Bobby Shmurda is free, as we have said.
Oh,
he's apparently already raked up 6 figures from NBA All-Star Weekend alone, where he was out making appearances and stuff.
That's right.
Masked up in each and every one of them. Let me tell you something about Bobby Shmurda. He ain't going back.
He learned some things.
Taking him while he's here.
Okay.
That's goddamn right.
Bobby learned some things. He said, you niggas might be out here partying like ain't no pandemic, but I was locked up and I know it's a pandemic. And therefore, no, Bobby saw too much shit. He saw too much shit and he is wearing a fucking mask. And I'm so glad, like, as much as like I am endlessly frustrated with wealthy people doing whatever they want to during the pandemic, I appreciate Bobby for wearing these masks every time he goes out.
It's at least a symbol of like, girl, I'm not going to completely act like shit is sweet out here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because like, we've all understood that these rappers, big and small, are out here making these appearances and stuff because they need money, you know, and simply streaming their song or whatever is not enough for them to make their mortgage or help take care of their auntie or whatever the fuck else.
Yeah.
And all
80% of their money was touring.
Exactly. But at the same time, you know what I'm saying, pouring liquor down the throats of a sea of 600 niggas with nobody wearing a mask on and then putting it on Instagram for us to watch. Like nothing is wrong out here. It's like,
exactly.
Anyway.
Exactly.
Bobby Shmurda, apparently the conditions of his parole have gone public because that's how it goes when you go to jail or whatever. So his parole ends February 23rd, 2026. And until then, he has an 8 p.m. curfew. He must submit to substance abuse testing and he must take counseling for aggression and anger. He may not drink alcohol, nor may he hang out at bars.
No, that's why he was turning away all them
gangs.
drinks. I know that's right.
Let me tell you something. There are clips of Bobby at his appearances and somebody handing him a glass of like Douce or something. He's like, I have a Tropicana and quite frankly, get the fuck away from me. Like, are you the feds? Back up.
I mean, but that's the thing. She probably is. Whoever that is offering him the drink is probably with the fucking feds and they looking for a reason to take his ass back. So no, in public, Bobby Shmurda is not going to have a drink, period.
That nigga said, get away. I'm not going back. He treated jail like that hat. Threw it away and it never came back.
Listen, where did the hat go? It don't matter.
Exactly.
The hit remains.
Well, Bobby, good luck to you, young sir. He's apparently in the studio with Quavo and Young Thug. Who else would you want to be in the studio
right.
with? Right?
Literally no one.
Probably going to write a whole song about being faithful to black women. Mm-hmm. Can't wait to hear it. Yeah, probably this summer.
Definitely what's going to happen for sure.
Speaking of summer, one Walker has given birth to a baby girl. And I've spoken about it in only the way that Summer Walker can on an IG story where she said, let's all forget I was pregnant and move on with our lives so I can enjoy my little angel in peace.
Wow. Wow.
First of all, I didn't even know she was that far along, but it's so Summer Walker for her to be like, so yeah, I was pregnant or whatever, but fuck that, whatever. Stop talking to me. Like, let me breastfeed. Who are you? Get away from me. Get off my lawn. Leave me alone. I don't care that I'd be talking to y'all. She's posted a couple of pictures since to, I guess, give you, here's what my body looks like now that I'm not carrying a child in it anymore.
Okay.
She and her baby's father posted some pretty photos together in burgundy matching things.
Of course.
And you know, good for them. She also said apparently there was like a fan page or something that was secured for the baby.
Oh God.
And she said, so I guess a fan made this page, but let's be very clear, there will be no pictures of my child on the internet.
Oh, well.
And then I guess she went back to loving on her child.
Good for her. I never have an issue with celebrities keeping their kids offline. Never.
That's what I was going to say. A wise nigga once said, I ain't mad at you. I am not. I was curious as to like, if it was always if she was someone like yourself or even me who was always like, girl, I'm never
I'm not ever
like Lauren London T, like, no, you are never, fuck off. No, that's never gonna happen.
Right.
Or if it was like a newly decided thing, because y'all have had all kinds of things to say about Summer Walker's potential motherhood.
Right. Yep.
Way before she was even or had even announced that she was pregnant, when she told us all that we need to actually be planting our own carrots and rutabagas to
spending 58 cents a week on our infants. Yep, I remember that. So, you know, I'm sure she understands now.
Goodness. Shout out to you, Summer, and everybody else out here raising little human beings in the middle of the Pantene Pro V, because let me tell you something. I don't know how you do it when we're not in the middle of a Pentecostal church.
Amen.
So the fact that you have to do it and also be like, oh my God, germs. Oh my God, vaccines. Oh my God, the Derek Jackson video. I just want you to understand that, like, I see y'all and I love y'all. Yeah. Whether your baby is between the ages of just fresh out the puss to, I'll give you like 7. If your baby is
I'll give
8,
you 7.
If your baby is 8, then you know you're on your own. But if I'm joking. No, but I always feel like I would be like a super, super, super paranoid parent that's just concerned with every single thing that my kid is like touching, eating, smelling, seeing, all of those kinds of stuff. And then on top of that, you know, you're talking about famous people here. So
right. Exactly.
God bless y'all.
Exactly. I mean, yeah. Best of luck to y'all, and especially to y'all's kids.
Mm-hmm. Especially to y'all's kids. Because they didn't do nothing but wake up. Right. You know what I'm saying? They
all they
did
was get born. And they didn't ask for that. They didn't ask for the trauma of being brought into this earth. So
light touched their retinas and they're just like, fuck. Like,
who invented this? It's trash.
Here we go, I guess. Well, where's the food?
Literally, immediately.
So somehow, in this timeline on Earth, Boosie has found a way to be kicked off of Instagram again.
How?
Again.
Who is paying attention to Lil Boosie?
So his chapter 2 Instagram got chopped because apparently he was
oh God,
shooting a video for his song Period featuring the baby.
Oh Christ.
And I don't understand. I don't think the video is out. If it is, it doesn't make a difference. I wouldn't have watched it. But I don't understand.
That wouldn't have been none of my business.
For whatever reason, Boosie and whoever the fuck directing felt that someone being slapped in a convenience store needed to be a part of the storyline.
Why?
They came up with a storyboard on Zoom.
Oh no.
And somewhere, you know, they charted a Boosie slaps a random nigga moment. So this nigga took to his part 2 Instagram where he recorded a video of himself in a cloud of smoke looking like a ghetto sorcerer. And he said that he was offering $554 to anybody that was willing to let him slap the shit out of him.
$500
in the video for period.
Oh my God.
And he said it's got to be real. DM him for more information while looking higher than a wide open stratosphere. So they actually did find some drunk nigga who agreed to be smacked real life on camera.
They probably had to like sift through the options. Because I have a feeling a lot of people volunteer for this.
I don't even feel like this was a person they found in the DMs. It looks like they just pulled up to a Chevron and just picked whatever nigga was outside. So he did indeed slap this motherfucker in real life while wearing some PBS Kids ass jeans and just slapped him right in front of the sour straws and recorded that for the behind the scenes as well as the video.
Oh my God.
So the smack video, which was on Instagram, went viral as well as the video of them paying this nigga or whatever. Either way, Instagram quickly caught wind of it because it's a viral video of a famous rapper needlessly slapping somebody at a gas station.
Right.
And so they chopped it because terms of service. So then Boosie tweets at Zuck, "You just a racist." And this is the latest chapter of the Lil Boosie Mark Zuckaburger feud. You're welcome. I have so many questions. Okay.
Why was the slap so integral to the video that it had to be real?
Why $554? That is such a specific. Was that the remaining balance in your unnecessary fuck shit account? 554? Can I get something that ends in a 5 or a 0? Like, why not 500?
Why not 550?
Why not 555? 554?
Because all we have is 554. So it can't be 555. Nobody's going to deposit $1 so that this check can be cut. Oh, this is sad.
Why are you always offering people money to embarrass themselves in public? Who are you, Mona Scott?
And I know they paid this nigga on Cash App. I know they did.
They gave him, in this video, they gave him actual cash.
Oh, God, even better.
Yeah, somebody's random, seemingly drunk uncle. Anyway.
So when he wants to offset, he gonna get robbed.
At this point, Boosie is like a TV show that you're either watching or you're not.
Yeah, and I'm not.
It keeps getting canceled and then revived via crowdfunding or whatever, yes. Right? And I just want to be done. But clearly some of y'all are having a good time. And you know what? At this point,
throw in the towel. Give up. Just
$554.
No, that is, first of all, not enough. But secondly, I'm not at all surprised that Boosie thought he could get away with this. There's no way that every place he filmed, he had a permit to do so or paid the correct or the real rate that he was supposed to pay for filming this commercial thing. So I'm just not surprised. And as racist as I think Mark Zuckaburger is, I'm fine with this. You might be right about him being racist, but also you don't need to be on Instagram or anywhere else.
And also, he does not know who you are. He's never heard They Dykin'. He's never heard Independent. That man does not know who
he don't even know Independent
at all.
He don't even know Independent.
If anyone actually flipped a switch on your account, it was probably an intern. No, Mark Zuckerberg has way, way bigger fish to fry, and they're not cat. So I don't it was y'all have him. Nothing to talk about.
But you continue to target him, and honestly, I'm not mad at it because that is funny every time. The fact that you don't know that man's name, and then the fact that you tag him as if he was the one who made the decision to cancel your account, as if there are not thousands of people in line before him who are authorized to do that same thing.
And as if you are not clearly doing this while you're sleepwalking.
And as if you are not you be breaking the rules is the thing. They don't be targeting you out of nowhere. It's not like some unfair application. You be blatantly violating the terms of service and then mad because they don't let you stay on the platform.
This nigga act like he be outside of a courthouse preaching Black Lives Matter, stop killing us or whatever. Meanwhile, he's asking you to show your pussy and get smacked on camera on Instagram and gets blocked and is like, y'all racist. Have fun. Right. I don't have any. What else?
You not Brother Rustin. You Brother Badass. And so we not finna ride for you, my nigga. I agree with Mark Zuckerberg and the team over at Facebook that you have no business being on the platform. I agree with them. So go find something else to do. Read, meditate, see a therapist, journal, literally anything. Go on a hike.
Who is Derek Jackson for real?
I literally don't know. Had never heard his name until this shit started. And I have tried my damnedest.
My life.
I've tried my damnedest to stay out of this story because I have seen this too many times and I am uninterested.
So apparently there's a nigga on YouTube that does relationship advice videos and shit and has been since 2012 who's been cheating on his wife, and y'all niggas found out by way of gossip and shit. And so then they decided to do a video together to admit that he cheated on her and say, hey guys, we're just gonna go ahead and come clean or whatever, while ferociously holding hands. I mean,
grip, a death grip, my nigga. Was it necessary? No.
First of all, I love that Mama was like, what you're getting for your little piss poor video is my beatnik sweater, okay? And my Scully. I don't give a fuck about your followers. That's what we're having tonight. Yeah, I had never heard of this nigga ever in my days. I looked him up today as a way to figure out whether or not this was something to mention, because it was apparently a big story. Even people asking me out of the way, hey, have you heard about the video or whatever?
Leave me alone.
And I watched it, and it's literally, it just gives me like, I imagine he's probably had a solid viewership of niggas that like go to church 3 Sundays a month. They're probably Greek. They probably also, you know,
Amen.
I'm gonna leave it at that.
Okay.
I feel like they, you know what I'm saying, have a followership of our age range of niggas that are Greek, probably go to church often enough, hated Lil Nas X's videos, and you know, went to Tulum last year. So,
but okay.
So I guess this was like a moment for them. It didn't feel shocking to me that a relationship guru nigga was having an affair. I thought that was just a part of the journey for them.
I truly thought y'all just assumed that of all of the people who post themselves as like relationship goals. You should assume something fucked up is going on in the background.
And look at their staircase. That's an adulterer staircase. So what more did you need?
You a fool for that. But like, honestly, I have seen the super devoted Christian girl who feels like it is her duty to have a man. Like she is less of a woman if she does not have a husband. And if her husband fucks up in some way, then y'all just got to trust God or work through it or whatever else. Mm-hmm. But of course, if you ever cheated, he would have grounds to divorce you, and he would be well within his rights to do so.
Okay.
Just
and
so you
cut
know.
Up your bonnets. Cut up your Savage by 50.
Your helmets of salvation or whatever the fuck them hoes is going. So,
drag you on Facebook by way of his niggas and his sisters and mama. Yeah.
Literally, I've actually seen this situation play out so many times that I did not need to see it and still don't, because although I've never heard of this couple, I have seen them 1 trillion times throughout my lifetime. So whoever he is, you could replace him with any other nigga out there. I would not know the difference. I feel for her, but as long as she feels like this is the life she wants, you know, if you happy, then I'm happy for you, girl. So
yeah, I think it's the same for him. Like I was just like, I feel like I've seen this situation so many times, whether it's through the internet or through my own family or friends, that I didn't really understand why this was so viral. And the video, as cringeworthy as it is, itself wasn't even like funny or silly enough to, I didn't get it. But I literally am reading about it on the New York Post.
I mean, it's terrible. It's like, okay, this person who like is telling women what they should or should not do, or who is positioning himself as this like expert on relationships, is over here fucking hella women behind his wife's back and like being completely disrespectful of her health and safety and all that other kind of shit, like rawing these girls and getting them pregnant, all kind of shit. So it's like, but even still, I have seen women excuse this with all kinds of like backflips, like they will do anything to make this make sense to them and to make it not be their husband's fault. So, you know, when she came out and she was like, you know, this is who I am and y'all can make fun of my bonnet, but my bonnet was blessed by Christ himself. I'm just like, you know what, sister, that's fucking right, girl. Your help coming from the Lord. And as long as you feel that way, then I'm going to feel that way for you. Because what I have learned to not do is sacrifice my own health and sanity trying to save women who don't look at things the same way I look at them. To me, you are being oppressed. To you, you are living a godly life. So, okay, if you happy, I'm happy for you. And that is it for that. I have a feeling you are secretly miserable deep down, but until you can acknowledge it, I'm going to just be over here telling you, you can always talk to me, girl. And that's that. I'm going to leave it right where it's at. Yeah. I'm not trying to convince these hoes of something they not ready to believe for themselves. I'm just not.
Well, last but not least, have you seen this Lil Nas X video?
So, forgive me. Generation Z, please forgive me for what I'm about to say. Because I'm a big fan of Lil Nas X as a person. And I think everything he stands for is great. However, this video freaked me right the fuck out. The color context, when the color context was, when it was clear that they was here to stay and they wasn't going nowhere. And then tongues started growing out of nowhere and shit. I said, actually, I'm not ready for this. I'm about to go to bed and I don't want to have bad dreams. So I cut it off. So I went back and I looked at it kind of. And what I can say is that it's not for me. But also, if the homophobes and the transphobes and the queerphobes in general are pissed off, then I am all for his message because it has pissed off the right people. But is it for me? No. Do I support it? Yes. But is it for me? Hell no. That's not for me. I'm still listening to Sade to wind down my nights. Okay? A bitch is elderly. Don't come over here with that new shit. Because I don't know nothing about that new shit. I support you niggas doing your young nigga thing, but it is not for me.
Okay. Well,
that's it.
I love the video for one main reason that maybe branches out into some other things. But
okay, amen.
The reason I like it is because it's kind of like y'all are full of shit, the film. And what's fascinating about it to me is the second I watched it, I was like, I didn't even look at responses. I was like, as far as outrage goes, I already know what this is going to look like. And what I find entertaining about that is essentially what they created was a visualization of the story that y'all tell for us.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
This is a story, the video is essentially here I am, gay minding my business, trying to run away from temptation because I'm told that if I give into it, I will be
I'm going to hell
forever, damned to, the pits of hell.
Yep.
Whoops. Gave into it. Now I'm gonna get stoned in front of a whole bunch of people wearing wigs and hypocrites and motherfucker. In fact, I'm getting stoned by motherfuckers made of stone. Right?
I love him.
And so stoned to death, and is this is really what I loved about it, right? Essentially what it is you're saying that we are going to hell regardless, just by makeup of who we are.
Correct.
You know what I mean? If you at all experience love, show love or whatever in the truth that is who you are, the person that God made you, you are going to hell. Period. Fuck anything else you stand for, believe, do. You're going to hell, right?
Yep.
So they created a visualization for that. However, in their visualization, that nigga was like, since I'm going to hell anyway, and there's nothing I can do about it, I'm going down to that bitch on a fucking stripper pole in some over-the-knee boots, okay? Cornrows. And when I get down there, I am going to throw it back on Satan, break his fucking neck, and then take his job. It was the most audacious gay shit I have ever seen in my life, and I loved it just for that reason alone.
Amen.
It's how can you legitimately say that you are mad about this shit? I mean, all they did was create a visual for this shit that y'all have said about us and to us forever.
Yep.
That's it. Would you have been more comfortable if instead he went to hell and then you saw him tortured and Satan, piercing him with a pitchfork over and over as he bled out. Like, I don't like what is it that I don't like. To me, it would have made the outrage would have made more sense if he would have gone to heaven at the end of the video and thrown it back on Jesus, thrown it back on God.
Exactly.
And everyone in heaven was like snorting poppers and listening to hot shit. Then I would have been like, okay, I understand why y'all are mad.
Right. But he gave the depiction that y'all swear we going to.
So it's like, what the fuck are you mad
when he's
about?
like, oh, actually, yeah, hell is lit because I was never going to fit in heaven. Y'all made it clear that I wasn't for y'all. So I might as well twerk on Satan. And
you said
myself.
I'm going. You said I'm going.
I didn't say it. You said it.
So this is the way that I choose to visualize a bitch like me going, in theory.
Yeah.
Not only am I, when I get there, I'ma run it. That's gangsta. Like, I don't understand what the issue is here. And then it's like the whole excuse of, oh, but the children.
Y'all are still in charge of what your kids watch and listen to. Y'all are still in charge.
You, okay, and them damn kids. I said already, half of y'all have children that are way smarter than you.
Yep.
Before you start speaking up for them, a lot of y'all need to sit down, shut the fuck up, and let your baby open a keynote for your dumb ass so you can learn a thing or two about what the fuck is going on this planet called Earth. And the other half of you raising some goddamn mongrels that didn't need to ever even know who the fuck Lil Nas X were. They were already going to be a terror to the goddamn planet just by virtue of being your fucking kid. They were already doomed, bitch, because you're their parent. So it didn't matter what the fuck they were watching on YouTube. So stop using the excuse of, oh, but the kids love Old Town Road. Old Town Road was not produced by the Sesame Street Company.
It was not. It was never meant for y'all.
It's not a baby song. It's not even like if you actually listen to a Old Town Road, there are lyrics and comments. Some of the subject matter is stuff that you would probably not want your children to be listening to or knowing about. Yet you had no problem letting your fucking 4-year-old bop to it because there were no, references to drugs or there was no, gay shit or dicks and cussing or I guess or whatever in the song. You felt like it was safe enough. But now that this nigga is like, oh yeah, I like men and I guess I'm going to hell. Oh, the children. Girl, your children are fine, bitch. You need to worry about your dumb ass.
Yeah. I'm very proud of Lil Nas X. Like you said, for all these reasons. It was not for me. It truly was not for me. But I am
That's fine.
I'm right. That's the thing. It can be not for me. But the message is 100% the shit that I am here for. And so young people living for themselves and saying fuck you to people who don't have a heaven or hell to put them in the first place, but who are judging them none the fucking less. I am so for these kids coming for these niggas' wigs. I'm so glad that he was like, what I'm actually going to do is tell my story and tell it the same way you would tell it. That's the thing. Like, you would have put him in a hell that he could never come back from. You would have had him being Satan's biggest bitch of all time. You're mad because he took control of the narrative. You're not actually mad at the video. If some hotep had put the video out, y'all would be sharing it all over the fucking place. So I'm very proud of him for being secure enough in himself, because he posted like a little note to his teenage self where he was like, I know I swore we would never be this gay, but girl, it's worth it. Like, and I love that. I'm so happy for him, and I hope he continues to thrive because he deserves it.
And to that point,
and y'all deserve to gag.
Two things from that. To the song, I like the song itself, like on its own, separate of the video. Mm-hmm. And I had a feeling I would like the song because he posted a couple clips to it prior to the official release, and I was like, "Oh, this is catchy. This is one of the like this is a Lil Nas X song. I feel like I would bump like on my own, whatever." So I already like the song, and there's a line in there where he says something to the effect of, "I never want the niggas that's in my league. I want to fuck the ones I envy." And when I heard that, I was like, if I was a teenage gay with this, like, this level of visibility, a nigga that look and sound like me, God only know. Like, that shit to me was so crazy, and it's really, really necessary. But you also, I think, pointed out something great, which is that, like, the visual itself doesn't have to be for you to understand and respect the freedom of expression and the, like, point that it's attempting to make.
Right.
I think that it was supposed to make people uncomfortable, even if you're not homophobic.
Right.
Even if you do like Lil Nas X or whatever. But it's also like, there's some shit that, like, girl, being all up in arms about some of this shit is so fucking ridiculous to me. Like, oh my God, the devil in the video, he's a Satanist. Like, a lot of y'all motherfuckers grew up watching shit like South Park and Cow and Chicken and all of these other cartoons that blatantly had the devil in it, who was some sort of, like, evil, perverse freak of nature, and you're either just the fuck fine or you're terrible. So it's like, I don't, like, why are we sitting up here now acting like, because this nigga got, like, some motherfucker in a devil costume in the video, that he must be a Satanist? Every representation of a religious figure in, you know, whatever the fuck isn't a, like, stern and legitimate comment on religion itself or said figure or whatever. Is it always right or wrong? Whatever. Yeah, sure, there's a conversation for that. But to be acting like, oh my God, they made some Satan shoes. What is the world coming to? Like, are we? This is 2021, isn't it?
It's supposed to be, child. It's supposed to be.
Nike is suing this company, Mischief, out of Brooklyn, that teamed up, I guess, with Lil Nas X to produce these altered Air Maxes that they dubbed Satan shoes. There's 666 of them that were sold out damn near immediately. They got a pentagram on the laces here, and apparently each of them has like a drop of human blood that was taken from members of the team themselves at Mischief, and those went on sale, and, you know, that's also
sold out instantly.
Oh my God, what is he teaching our children? Bitch, they're shoes. Are you fucking kidding me? Like, my nigga, they're not.
I mean, like, and they were $1,000 shoes. Your kids didn't get those shoes. You didn't either.
And exactly. Your kid didn't get them shoes, bitch, and neither did you, and neither the fuck did I. So what are we even doing? Why are we acting as if these shoes are somehow going to open up a hellmouth in your region and unleash demons into the streets that are going to snatch your baby down to Hades? They're just fucking shoes. It's not that goddamn deep. Like, bitch, don't buy them.
Homophobia.
Like, I don't understand. Like, I did think that the shoe in itself was like, okay, girl, this is a lot. But not because of the Satan aspect. I just felt like it was very capitalizing and lame. But the same company also made Jesus shoes prior to this.
Oh, Lord.
Which was like a white version that had holy water in it instead of blood or whatever. So they've been doing they do campy shit like this anyway, and they just found an opportunity to do it with a pop star.
Right.
I just feel like everybody is just like you said last week, how the vaccines are out and now everybody's getting back to their regularly scheduled
dumb
intolerance and dumb shit.
Yep.
That's where we're at now. Nobody fucking gives a fuck about whatever the fuck your baby is watching on YouTube. And got to tell the gods honest truth, even if your fucking kid did see Lil Nas X slide down a pole to hell or whatever the fuck on YouTube, they probably got a better chance out here making a difference or doing something better than your motherfucking ass ever did. So just calm down.
Ooh, I mean,
down.
There is that is very real. Like, and as much as you might not have wanted your baby to see that, not only has Lil Nas X seen things that has traumatized him within the church or a church environment, so have countless other young Black children across the fucking globe. seeing things within the church that will scar them and traumatize them for the rest of their days. So maybe worry more about the happiness and health and well-being of children, period, as opposed to whether you think you're teaching the right message. Because some of y'all swear up and down that you living right and teaching your children the right way, and meanwhile your kids are fucking miserable and hate themselves, and it's because you hate them too. So maybe you should really check yourself on that. A lot of y'all need to hear that.
And they will do nothing but repeat the toxic ass cycles that you went through, and Mammy and them went through, and whatever the fuck down. You don't even have no motherfucking interest in putting a stop to it. And now would be the perfect time to do that. You worried about a motherfucking gay nigga rap music video.
Right. Or spend so much money on therapy that they could have put a down payment on a house. But had to fix the shit that you put them through.
But Satan's shoes
that you didn't buy no damn way. Just to be clear, you niggas, I'm not even gonna say it. All right.
Like, who the fuck cares?
Like, y'all was not spending $1,000 on them shoes. No fucking way.
Who cares? It is not that deep. Anyway, I thought the song was great, and the video, again, it was the audacity.
Yeah.
The audacity. And like the messaging and imagery in that video to me was just fantastic. It was just like, here, this is the story that y'all have told. I just want you to know that when I get to hell, I'm not working for that bitch. I'm going to be that bitch. And that is how it was translated to me. And I could do nothing but clap. And how can you be mad at
that? Like, you just cannot be mad at that.
I'm done for Hot Tops this week. We're going to take a break, come back. Hey guys, this episode is being brought to you by DoorDash. Did you forget that one thing at the store where you can get that and some snacks and drinks and household essentials in 30 minutes with DoorDash? They connect you with the restaurants you love right now and right to your door. And now you can get the grocery essentials that you need with DoorDash too. You can get drinks and snacks and household items delivered in under an hour. Ordering's easy. Open the DoorDash app, choose what you want from where you want, and your items will be left safely outside your door with the contactless delivery drop-off setting. With over 300,000 partners in the US, Puerto Rico, Canada, and Australia, you can support your neighborhood go-tos or choose from your favorite national restaurants like the Popeyes, Chipotle, and even Cheesecake Factory. For a limited time, our listeners can get 25% off and zero delivery fees on their first order of $15 or more when you download the DoorDash app and enter code READ. That's 25% off to up to $10 value and zero delivery fees on your first order when you download the DoorDash app in the App Store and enter code READ. Don't forget, that's code READ for 25% off your first order with DoorDash. Subject change, terms apply. Let's get back to the show. All right, so we're back. It's time to read your letters, find out what you know.
It sure is. Send your questions to asktheread@gmail.com. We may read them aloud on the show. I'm going to keep it cute this week. We're going to start with one from Asami, who says, I'm 27 years old, and after college, I moved in with my best friend, Sid. We live in a very nice area of a major city, and I pay a larger portion of the rent since we decided that we would each pay a percentage that matches our income. Asami, her name is Asami. Sid and I usually get along together, and we have open communication whenever we have issues, so I thought that moving in would be fine. It was for the first few years, but with Corona came a lot of weird shit. Sid is not responsible with money, and she is constantly talking about how broke she is, but I've seen her buy things that aren't necessary, like clothes, wigs, and jewelry. I'm not one to count anybody's coin because that's her money, but sis has not paid her portion of the rent for the last 4 months.
So that's your money.
When I confront her about it, she gets very emotional and tells me I'm not being considerate about the hard time she's going through and that I should pay all the rent until she gets back on her feet because I can afford it. She's not wrong. I can afford it, but it's the entitlement and expectation of spending my money that bothers me. A few days ago, I overheard her talking to our mutual friend after we got into an argument about finances, and she told our friend that there was technically nothing I could do to move her out of the apartment since both of our names are on the lease. At this point, I feel like I'm being taken advantage of and I want to move out. This would force Sid to go back home or find much cheaper rent in an area that she doesn't want to live in. But at this point, I kind of feel like that's between her and her wallet. How should I tell her that I'm looking to break our lease or move? Thanks, Asami.
Y'all have so many issues with just being blunt. And I understand that. I do. It's difficult. No, I don't. But what does this person do? Like, explain to me the necessity of these new clothes then that you're buying in these new wigs. Like, what's going on that you're doing? Are you using those things to and I'm saying drape yourself while you go out there and work and bring money into the house so that we can pay for a place to live? Because if not, the Fashion Nova and the bundles must end. We're finished. We're not doing it. Like, I hate when people who are supposed to, not even anybody, but especially when you're supposed to be friends, people like take advantage of you in financial situations like that. And clearly she know damn well that she is, because she's telling people, well, girl, my name on the lease too, so what you gonna do about it? Blah, 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 blah. It's like, okay, well, cool. Good luck. I'm out, because I know I have money for rent.
Right.
And you do what you have to do. Hopefully, if it gets too cold out, you can bundle up underneath those bangs in your latest wig.
Not the bang.
And get your situation sorted. The fuck? Like, I don't understand. You don't really owe this person anything. In fact, they owe you what's called money. So
right. It kind of seems like you're trying to be gracious with somebody who has not earned that consideration from you
at all.
She's being really disrespectful when she says that there's nothing you can do about it, because technically that's true. There is nothing you can do about it. And even if you break the lease, like, you would have to break the lease according to the lease terms or what the leasing office will go along with. Like, you're probably still going to be asked out in one way or another. And this is why people say not to move in with friends. Honestly, this is why, especially because you said you're 27. That's the prime age for when everybody really starts to feel like they grown and they working jobs after school and they like really doing this grown shit. And I mean, it's true, you are, but also when there are two of you on the lease, that means that the two of you are responsible for the rent. And so it don't really matter how you divide it up unless you have separate leases. So she's right about that. You just have to decide whether it's worth it, as far as like cost and effort goes, to stay there versus moving out when your lease is up. Like, we don't know when your lease is up, but if it's within the next few months, I would probably stick it out and get ready to go somewhere else. And I would first look at the lease and submit your notice to them whenever you're supposed to, in 2 weeks or 30 days or 60 days or whatever. And then after that, I would just tell her, so since it's clearly not working out, I'm just going to go ahead and end this situation. And best of luck to you as you find somewhere else to go. Because it's not even just that she can't afford it. It's that she talking to you like you her bitch. And you just gotta fucking deal with it and pay her part of the rent while she be cute on Instagram or whatever. Like, oh no, sister, that's not how this works at all. Somebody who really needed your help, and was like not a bitch, would have come to you and been like, hey sis, so I just got laid off or whatever. Like, it sounds like this girl is still working. She just decided that bills wasn't what she was gonna spend her money on no more.
Exactly. Like,
and you got me fucked up, right? No, that's not how this works. Like, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not paying your rent.
Your mama,
right? So you consider, like, go sit back in your mama house, Peppy house, Meemaw, whoever, Annie and them. Go stay at whoever other house is gonna let you sit there and be cute online while you don't contribute nothing to the household. But it won't be my grown ass, and that's that. You just gonna have to deal with that. I really don't even like. You talking about how should I tell her? I wouldn't even be considerate of the way she would feel about it at that point.
At all.
I would just be I'm just going to tell you, find somewhere to go, because them people going to come around here on May 1st looking for their key. So
exactly. Exactly.
I suggest they will come around here and change the lock. So I suggest you find out where you going to go.
And good luck.
Yeah.
Straight like that.
And best of luck to you. We have a question here from Coco who says, my boyfriend wants to tell my very religious family that he's agnostic. See, I can't even pronounce it. I don't know what that is. But he wants to tell my family that he's agnostic when he meets them for the first time. My family grew up steeped in religion, and I'm struggling with expressing to my boyfriend how sharing that he's agnostic will sour him and their perception of me and my faith in their mind. Am I wrong for thinking this? Should I be approaching this conversation a different way with my boyfriend or with my family? Thanks, Coco.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and Google agnostic.
I'm pretty
Isn't
sure
it like when you like don't believe in God anymore, or like you were in.
It's
church,
like I think it's like when you're
questions.
spiritual, but you're not like all into constructed religion. A person who believes that nothing is known or can be known of the existence. Okay, so it's not that you don't believe; it's that you know it can't be confirmed, which is true.
Oh. Who claims neither faith nor disbelief in God.
Yeah, because you can't confirm it either way. The scientists came up with agnostic.
Yeah, it seems like that.
Okay, I mean, I feel like agnostic is a respectable point of view, though. But when you talking to niggas, who like grew up going to church every day type of situation, saying that you don't believe that you can prove God is real might be enough to send them over the edge. I see how you having an issue with this, even though really, like, theoretically, you should not be.
Yeah.
What do we tell this girl about talking to her boyfriend or her family?
I just think that if it's something you are comfortable with, then that's what matters. You know what I mean? Unless you're in a situation where your cost of living or whatever is taking care of these same parents that might not take care of it if they, you know what I mean? Like something like that. Mm-hmm. If you like this nigga and you're okay with him being agnostic or whatever, and it's just going to be about the annoyance of hearing your parents moan and groan about it, then I think it's at that point it's really just about having a conversation and setting boundaries, because what can they really do besides not like it?
Right. I mean, I'm assuming that you're grown, but you're still worried about whether your family is going to accept your partner, and that's realistic. But there's also a certain point where you have to decide, does my family's opinion matter more than the way I feel about this person?
Yeah.
And if that's true for you, if their opinion matters more than anything else, then that's a decision you can make for yourself. But if that's not true for you, then I would just say, let your boyfriend be agnostic. Like I wouldn't say introduce him like, this is Marcus and he can't prove or disprove the existence of God. Like,
right.
Like if it comes up in conversation, then I would tell him to feel free to tell the truth about it, because if they don't like it, then I am prepared to tell these niggas that they can simply get over it. And I can talk about all the things about their spouses I don't like, but we don't want me to ruin this whole damn day, do we? So like, we can either be respectful and adult about this, or we cannot.
Mom, Dad, this is Kelvin. And he says,
not Kelvin. Kelvin's like, Jesus, I don't really know, well, but I also don't not know, you know?
That's my thing. Like, it's just like for me, the religion conversation would be like everyone has their different approaches to it. That's what I'm saying. If you are fine with his point of view, then that is what should matter. Difficult. I just, who out there has a relationship with a parent where they are not irking you about decisions you've made in one way or the next, whether it is who you choose to spend your time or life with, or how you choose to style your hair, or how much you weigh, or what you do for work, or the cleanliness or lack thereof of your living space. Like, everybody has their parent who just jumps down their fucking sternum about whatever the fuck it is that's going on in their life. What would be different about, So like I said, I just feel like if it's something that you're okay with, then it's just about getting them to understand that they need to be okay with it as well, or just not say nothing.
Yeah, I mean, I think so. And I'm not trying to make it seem like there's something wrong with you if you're not ready to confront your family, because that's a hard thing to do. But, your boyfriend also has the right to not have to go into some sort of weird agnostic closet, at the same time. If you don't have no issue with who he is, then I think y'all should be able to work it out. And honestly, I think most Christians can respect an agnostic position, probably even more than they could an atheist one. Because when it comes right down to it, it is all about faith, and niggas know that. Niggas know that it's about faith. It's not niggas know that it's not about like whether you can prove God exists. Niggas know that everything about God's existence is about faith. Like, they know that if they can really be real with themselves. So
I guess it depends on how said agnostic person expresses that.
I mean, it would be easier if he was a believer who was like, I can't, but see, yeah, you know what? I see what you're saying, but
because I feel like some niggas, for instance, treated that, hate to bring it up again, but they acted like Lil Nas X was really walking through hell.
Yeah,
like that was an actual
I know
commentary.
how niggas act, right?
So I feel like some motherfuckers, it's like, no, you need to say that he is real and you have actually spoken to him every day of your life and blah, 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 blah. And I get that because I know how I've grown up and stuff or whatever. So it's like, I know what my faith is and what I believe and how I practice and speak to the God I serve. But I also don't like bend or break my back to try and get other motherfuckers to agree with me in every single corner of that, especially when I'm not the one who puts them in anywhere in their afterlife.
Right. Like, I also I just don't care if you believe something different than I do. Like, that doesn't upset or offend me at all. And I have no desire to try to convert you, because people are just different. And as long as your beliefs aren't hurting nobody else, then I'm all for you having them. So I would, if I were you, I think the most important question you need to ask yourself is, do you want to have this conversation with your family or not? And then you need to make it clear to your boyfriend so your boyfriend can decide what he's willing to do.
And are you really good with dating an agnostic person, or are you fronting?
Yeah, you need to have some tough conversations with yourself. You do. But I don't think it's fair to expect this young man to go along with whatever you're comfortable with, even if he's not comfortable with it. So you can tell him, look, I'm simply not comfortable with you telling them about the agnostic thing. And then let him decide if he's ready to hold that back for you or not. And respect his decision either way, because you're the one putting him in this position. So, best of luck to you, sis. Let's wrap it up with a question. Well, do you want to talk to a girl who is kind of tired of her friend's boyfriend, or do you want to talk to a girl whose friend texts her too much?
Both of these are so enticing. Let's go with... Fuck it, let's go with the one that texts too much.
All right. This letter comes from Denny, who says, my friend and I have known each other since we're 11 and we're now in our late 20s. Throughout these many, many, many years, the way she texts has not changed. Relentlessly, she texts every single day. Sometimes multiple times a day and about nothing. Even if I ignore it, she still texts. Like right now, I have 6 messages. 5 of them are about different perfumes. And one of them is criticizing a show I don't even watch. This was fine when I was a teen and even in my early 20s, but now that I'm close to 30, I just stare at the message and wonder, what am I supposed to do with this? Why are you telling me you ate an apple as if this shit has anything to do with my life? I try to be understanding because I know she's lonely and she has confidence issues forcing her to be a homebody. But I can't continue like this because it's getting to be a lot, y'all. When I spoke to her about it before, she was offended and said she would never text again, which was a lie. The thing... The thing is, I don't mind text messages, but I'm not that person who texts like I'm a teenager anymore. I don't even text my man every single day. It's like, damn. Can I wonder how you doing and then hit you up? So I'm asking, how do I create boundaries here without messing up our friendship? What would y'all do? Thanks, Denny.
Well, my little moon over my hammy. Get it? Because
I do. Yep, I get it.
That was great. I enjoyed everything about that experience that you just
You're so funny.
Laid out for us. Wow. Okay, so the thing that has me trying to decide where to go in this fork in the road is also one of my favorite parts of the letter, which is when you said something and she basically went off on you but didn't do anything different.
She ain't gonna text no more. A lie.
So it's like, at that point, what are you supposed to do? Do you sit this person down and have an intervention and be like, the texting is an issue. I don't need to know what flavor of honey bunches you had this morning. I don't need to know, what color nail polish, what color nail polish you're putting on this evening as you watch Bridgerton. Or what is it called? Bridgerton?
Yeah, that's it. Bridgerton.
I don't need like a day by day, hour by hour update. It doesn't mean I don't love you. It doesn't mean I'm not interested in like all of the little things you're doing. It fucking means that absence makes the goddamn heart grow fonder. And sometimes, bitch, I need you to get missing so I can be interested in what the fuck you got going on. That way, when we come together to discuss what the fuck you got going on, it's exciting and fun and I'm engaged. I don't give a fuck about what kind of fucking Quaker oatmeal you had this morning. That's you know why? Because yesterday you told me you had the brown sugar and cinnamon. And before that, you told me you had the fucking apple and cinnamon. And before that, so like, girl, at this point, there's only so many fucking flavors of Quaker Oats oatmeal. I don't care no more.
Oh, God.
So you either do that, or you maybe lean into one of the many features that phones have today where I think you can mute the girls. Can't you mute the girls in there
Yeah. And this was honestly, this is what I was thinking of. Like, if she says she was going to text less and she doesn't, then I would just decide, okay, what can I do to control the situation? So I would put her on D&D. And like you said, even when you ignore the text, she still just texts nonstop. Honestly, I would just start to treat her like a group text. I would just start to assume, like, I would just start to look at it the same way I do group text.
Good point.
Where it's like, if I wake up from a nap and I have 178 missed text messages, I'm simply not going back through all that. When you niggas start talking about something else, I will jump in. But like, y'all gonna have to like contact me individually if I need to pay attention to that shit, because I'm simply not going to do it. So,
there was an experience. That's nice. Okay.
I said, these niggas was talking about something, child, I'll never know. Like, and
look at that.
And then I let it go. Like, I would just put her ass on D&D because she can, if she cannot force you to respond in a quote unquote timely manner. If she has an issue with how long it takes you to respond or the way you respond, then she can change the things that she is willing to accept or the way she acts. But all we can really change is ourselves. So she said she was going to change texting. She has not switched up the way she texts. So you have to decide how you going to move. And if she don't like it, she can decide how she's going to move. But I don't think this has to be something where you have to end the friendship or be like, let's sit down and talk about it, because you have already tried to do that. And that just really upset her or hurt her feelings or whatever. So, since you clearly still want to be friends, I would look at it that way and be like, I'm just going to put your ass on D&D. And when I see it, I see it. And that's that, because I have friends who text more often than other friends too, but nobody expects me to like turn around and text them back within an hour of them sending it, or else I'm not their friend no more. Like, they're also adults and they understand that I be going through different shit. Either I'm busy or my mental health is a mess and I don't have it in me to respond to nobody's text messages right now. And I'll just talk to you later. Like, niggas get it. So
yeah,
if she can't be like that, then maybe y'all can revisit whether you should consider yourselves best friends anymore or not. But if I were you, I would start with those two things and see where it goes from there.
I agree. I think the do not disturb. I mean, the group chat comparison is a very good one.
Listen, because them niggas be talking about only God knows what. And I'm like, girl, I have been at work. I have been in school. Whatever you niggas is talking about something that happened at the fair, and I cannot, like, I just don't have it in me for that right now. So, but take care of yourself as best as you can, and then if y'all need to adjust from there. But it might just be that you need to adjust what you think receiving a bunch of text messages means. Because she might not even be meaning it to like get on your nerves or whatever. She might be perfectly fine with you responding whenever or never at all. So yeah. But good luck.
Have to be
right, because like you're still a completely grown person and you can make your own decisions about your life and who you talk to and when. So let us know how it goes. That wraps up the questions this week. Send yours to asktheread@gmail.com. We're going to take another break and then we'll be right back. Hey y'all, if you sell stuff online, then you're definitely in the right business, since more and more people are shopping online than ever. And that's why online sellers like you need ShipStation. ShipStation makes it super easy to manage and ship all your orders from all your sales channels faster, cheaper, and more efficiently. No matter how much you sell, you can import orders from any sales channel, automate just about any task, ship with any carrier, and access discounted shipping rates. So no matter where you're selling, ShipStation brings all your orders into one simple interface, and you'll get access to amazing discounts with major carriers like USPS, FedEx, and UPS. That's why ShipStation has more 5-star reviews than any other shipping software. Alex uses it for our merch orders on shoptheread.com, and it's just so easy. Like the fact that they just bring it all there into one interface so you can manage everything helps you ship more and in less time. Y'all can get started too by using our offer code READ to get a 60-day free trial. That's 2 months free of no hassle, stress-free shipping. So go to ShipStation.com, click the mic at the top of the page, and type in READ. Again, that's ShipStation.com, offer code READ. Make ship happen with ShipStation and Kefir and Crystal. All right, let's move on.
So we all shop online. I shop maybe a bit too much online, especially after I've had a bottle of wine, because I don't remember what I bought. And then it's like, you got yourself presents.
I like that.
And we've all had moments where you've seen the promo code field that taunts us at checkout. You maybe ain't got nothing to put in it. But thanks to Honey, manually searching for coupon codes is a thing of the past, because Honey is a free shopping tool that scours the internet for promo codes and applies the best one it finds to your cart. Honey supports over 30,000 different stores online, ranging from sites that have tech and gaming products to popular fashion brands and even food delivery, which damn near everyone's doing right now.
Right.
So just imagine you're shopping on one of your favorite sites, and when you get to the checkout, the Honey button drops down and all you have to do is click apply coupons. Within a few seconds, Honey will search for all the coupons it can find and apply. All you got to do is watch your prices drop from there. I have had Honey on my browser since before they offered to, sponsor episodes of the show. Why? Because I like free money and I like spending money online. If you don't already have Honey, you can be missing out on free savings for no reason. It's literally free. It installs in a couple of seconds. There ain't no gimmicks to it. And by getting, you'll be doing yourself a solid and supporting the podcast as well. I don't recommend stuff that I'm not using. I told you I'm using the damn app myself since before all of this.
It works.
Honey free at joinhoney.com/theread. That is joinhoney.com/theread. Go get a little discount, a little price off, a little, hack and slash. And let's get back to the show. All right, guys, we're back. It is now time for us to do the read. And I will begin by passing my read.
Pass the read like we used
to a listener who this is close to 2 weeks old. So this was sent into our past read inbox around the time of the tragic shootings in Atlanta that took the lives of those Asian women, those spa workers and stuff.
Oh, okay.
So the email is titled Pass the Read. Tips on how to not write a shitty company-wide email about racist current events if you're a white boss. So I'm going to start this by saying that this reader included the email that their white boss sent in, which includes includes quotes like, "While I can, as a white male, feel true empathy towards every person at firm name who has faced discrimination in the past, I can offer my support and I can use my voice and reputation outside the walls of firm name to argue for change." What? Some of whom may struggle. Okay, so I'm just going to read what they said.
Okay.
Here. I want you to understand that, like, a lot of this is responding to this specific email, but I know that this person is not on their own. So they say, "Hi, Cursel and Good Fury. First of all, I want to say how big a fan I am. I've been listening to your podcast. Oh my God, who cares about us? We're awful people." Okay. "The murders in Atlanta on Tuesday night are fucking horrific, and so are the responses from the police and the stupid trolls on Twitter. But racism, misogyny, and dehumanization of sex workers are much larger problems and cannot be solved with a read. I instead want to dedicate this read to the white bosses who send firm-wide emails to their quote-unquote diverse staff after a horrific event occurs.
Oh, no.
I've included the original email at the very end, which I mentioned, for your reference. The following are tips from this Korean American woman. Tip 1. Maybe don't spend the first 3 paragraphs of the email explaining why you felt the need to write the email and justifying why you haven't said anything about this before. Decenter your white ass from this narrative, you self-centered ass bitch. Tip 2. Maybe don't say that, as a white male, I can feel true empathy towards every person who has faced discrimination in the past. Because no, you can't. And you never will, you ignorant ass bitch. They went on to be like, I can't say what it's like to walk down the street as a woman or as a person of color. But you do feel like as a white male, you can.
So why are you speaking right now? Right.
Like, what?
What are you doing right now?
Tip 3, maybe instead of saying, quote, I can offer my support and I can use my voice and reputation outside of the walls of the company to argue for change, which is vague as fuck, list the actual concrete steps you've taken and plan on taking. Spend those white guilt dollars and let us, Black, Indigenous, and people of color members of the firm decide if that's enough, you colonizer ass bitch. Tip 4. Maybe instead of addressing the email to, quote, some of the staff who may struggle to understand why I'm sending this email, which I respect, you can actually set the tone for the culture of the office and say with your full chest that racism has no place in the company.
Holy shit! Now, which
instead of, quote, reaching across the aisle to your fellow racist white brethren and sisterin, you cowardly ass bitch.
Oh my
Tip
God,
5.
This is too much.
Maybe instead of asking for free, quote, thoughtful dialogue and deep discourse, unquote, you can pay the BIPOC staff that you force to have these conversations with you for the burden of their time, energy, and emotional safety that you can place on them, you stingy ass bitch. Can I say that one more time?
Yeah.
Maybe instead of asking for free, thoughtful dialogue and deep discourse, you can pay these motherfuckers, okay, for the conversations that are just a burden of their goddamn time, energy, and emotional safety. They don't want to have them, bitch, and they don't owe them to you.
Right.
That was an editor's note. And tip 6. Maybe instead of waiting for the next horrible violent act to occur, to write a self-serving letter, take real steps to address the racism, phobia, and erasure in your white families and friends. Because this letter, I don't need it. Take all the knowledge you gained from all of that listening and reading and learning that you insist on telling me you did since June of last year, and just be better. P.S. To my AAPI family, I love you, but if you are only now speaking out against racism because the media is only now covering the racism that is happening to people who look like you, do better. The problem is white supremacy and capitalism. Direct your anger there and address the anti-blackness that is prevalent in our communities and families. And if I see a corny ass yellow square on my feed, know you will get slapped.
Oh my God, no, y'all are
people
not
doing that?
Oh, y'all need to be shot. I know y'all are not doing yellow square.
Y'all
need to be shot. Take them out back.
What? Okay.
Oh no, you're going straight to jail.
I did not see that part.
That is
Thank you for
wrong.
reading this. And thank you for the work you do. Solidarity, as always. And she also says, if you want to see what these dusty white bitches wrote to the firm after George Floyd was murdered,
oh no,
I can send that as well.
Thank you. Please
Spoiler,
Please.
spoiler, they ended it by quoting noted enslaver and rapist Benjamin Franklin.
No, they didn't.
Can you imagine your white firm sending an email after a black person is murdered unjustly and being like, here's a quote from Benjamin Franklin,
who was literally no better than the cops who killed this man. Like, that is so white. That is so white.
White people, Asian folk, black folk, Latino, like, none of them need these weird, horribly written, self-serving, company-wide emails to be like, hey guys, we're so not racist. Because that's all that it is. That's all it is.
You're racist, right? Like, I hear you saying that you're racist. That's what
as this person wrote in this email, there were so many other things you could have done that could have had that may have had an actual impact. But all you really wanted to do was jerk yourself off to your own company and be like, we're totes not racist, you guys. We loved Minari, and we also really, really enjoyed Raya and the Last Dragon. Or like, whatever like, girl, fuck off. Pay these people and just do better. I'm finished.
That's just, it's so real. And I'm glad that she pointed out, same way I tried to, is that like white supremacy is the problem. And the sooner we can all get on the same page about that, the better off all of us will be. So I'm just glad to see other people saying the same thing. Amen. And best of luck to us as we try to survive the collapse of America. I love that you talked about something that happened a few weeks ago, because my read is also about something that happened a few weeks ago, but I only just now found out about it. I don't know if you heard about this story out of Little Rock, where a kindergarten boy was forced to dig out the toilet.
Mama, that was my backup. Like, I had that one last week as a backup, I feel like, and I forgot about it.
Nigga.
Yes, I have heard about this.
So those of you who don't know, a woman named Ashley Murray turned to the public for support after her son came home and said that because he clogged the toilet, his teacher decided she was going to teach him a lesson about not clogging the toilet. And so she made him reach into the toilet and dig out its contents. I won't get any more specific than that, but yes, a 5-year-old child who is a kindergartner was told by his teacher to do this absolutely disgusting act that absolutely could have been handled by a janitor whose job that is to do. A grown adult being paid to handle this instead of a young boy being forced to use his bare hands and put them into the toilet. So yes, this child's mother, her name is Ashley Murray. Like I said, they live in the Little Rock, Arkansas area. He goes to Crystal Hill Elementary School. And right now the school is debating on whether or not to fire the teacher who did this. Yes, because apparently in Arkansas, teachers have like a right to due process, and they will have a hearing before any final disciplinary action. So teachers have like rights there, kind of like cops do. So.
I'm wondering when they're going to bring out the bronze bull.
Because like once I heard that you told a 5-year-old child to put his hands in the toilet, I really don't need to hear nothing else. It's not even like you're denying it. You said that you wanted to teach him a lesson about clogging the toilet. And I get that you don't want kids to clog the toilet, but he is 5. It's very possible that he simply had no real perception of how much tissue paper was too much. Like, I don't think this child deliberately forced
as
a clog
5-year-old.
as a 5-year-old girl. And even if he did, like, let's just say this is the biggest like asshole of a 5-year-old of all time. That nigga is still 5.
He's 5.
He's 5. How dare you ask a 5? That is a baby to put
Bring
his
out the guillotine.
like cut the bitch's head off. I love that the story don't even mention race, because I honestly don't. Like, if the teacher is white, then I'm more mad, but I'm not any less mad if they're not, because you need your ass beat.
Period.
You need your ass beat for telling a 5-year-old child to do this. So of course, Ashley, who is his the boy's mama, contacted her mother, because her mother was a teacher who, and like a grandma and all of them, like she come from a long line of teachers. And she was just like, this is not the sort of thing that you do at all. Said that, as she said, she doesn't want any other kid to have to experience this, and like how it's disgusting and degrading and belittling and all this. And like, the thing about it is, as gross as this story is, everything about it is terrible and wrong. You also know that this only happened because that baby is Black. It don't even matter the race of the teacher. They would not have done that to a little white boy or a little white girl. You just know it.
If I were a teacher and told little white Lillian to go and scoop up her own,
the way they would have strung your Black ass up from the flagpole,
they would have literally taken textbooks to create a base for a stake at which they would burn my Black ass the day of. They would have lit me on fire.
And they would have said, it's what he deserves. Who does that to a baby? To an innocent child? 5 years old. My 5-year-old, she can't even tie her shoes. Like, you expecting a 5-year-old, you're expecting children, first of all, kindergarten children, but really anybody in elementary school, you're expecting them to use the bathroom the way adults would. That is why you don't let very small kids go to the bathroom alone, because they will go in there and cause absolute fucking chaos because they're 5. Like,
because they're 5.
I feel like y'all are putting blame where it does not belong. This baby either didn't know what he was doing or didn't understand the consequences of what he was doing. Or both. And y'all need to fucking chill.
Do they have janitors? Were you gonna have to?
Right. Was it your job instead? Like, how bad do you hate little Black kids? How bad do you hate this little Black kid?
Because like, let's say that they, the janitor has to come in and deal with that afterwards or whatever, right? Mm-hmm. I want to assume that the average janitor wouldn't be like, I quit. One of these fucking kindergarten children clogged a toilet. Right. This is unheard of. Right. And I shouldn't have to deal with this.
They've been dealing with that since they first started on the job. Like, kindergartners clogging the toilet is probably a very regular occurrence at the school. And I get that it's not ideal, but he's fucking 5 years old. Telling him to put his bare hands in the toilet? The way you are so lucky that this baby's family has not beat your natural ass.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, I ain't gonna front.
Because y'all would have to keep me from whipping this bitch's ass.
When I tell you, we would have been right on the property, like the family and us.
Bitch, when it was in their driveway.
Hands across the campus. We would have been out there linked up, ready to drag.
When my baby told me that shit, when I tell you, I would have let me go talk to that teacher. And she say anything other than, I have no idea what you're talking about. Like, let her be like, it was just really unfair because it happens all the time. Like, I'm going to punch you in your fucking jaw.
Like, I don't.
You have to die.
What?
You have to suffer immensely for what you did to my baby. It's wrong. So I'm glad he's
deciding what to do.
Right. He's clearly been pulled out of the class, but I mean, I don't see how anybody can trust kindergarten age children around this instructor again. Drawn and fucking quartered, girl.
I just feel like you remember in
oh Lord.
Have you seen Addams Family Values?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You remember when oh my God, what's her name? That like married Uncle Fester.
Oh, ooh, what is her name?
Joan Cusack?
I was gonna say I know the name of the actress, but not the Debbie.
Debbie. Okay.
Debbie.
So when Debbie blew the shit up or whatever,
yes.
she was in the car,
yes.
she was like maniacally laughing and maybe
oh my God, that's the best scene of the movie.
Like that is my favorite scene in the entire movie. Are you fucking
She's
kidding me?
so good.
But she's amazing. Like she was great in a ton of stuff. But that's how, when my baby would have told me that's what happened. Yeah. When I tell you that would have been me starting the car.
I'm snapping, nigga.
Heading to the school.
I'm no longer aware of what I'm doing.
Like, I'm laughing because I realize that these are my last few moments of freedom. Because clearly I'm going down to the school to kill someone. And so what can I do?
Fuck this teacher. You don't have no business around kids. You shouldn't even have to go to school to know that this ain't what you do to a child. That shouldn't even be something that requires an education. You just a whole bitch for that. And you need your ass beat. But at the bare minimum, you need to lose your fucking job. Oh, okay.
There should just be some people who are given like the judgment to just be walking the street and spitting at. So just give us a
like
Game
Cersei in that
moment.
Walk of Shame. Yeah. Oh, we was on the same page.
Throw lettuce at the bitch.
Let's throw feces at this bitch since she want to be cute and have people dig in the toilet.
That's the punishment that some of y'all motherfuckers
she need that shame bell.
Have somebody cuff you and walk you through the streets of your local suburb while black motherfuckers can be out there throwing tomatoes and poop and whatever the fuck
all
else it is that we choose while we scream shame.
Right.
Because you don't deserve to just lose your job as far as I'm concerned. I don't think that's bad enough. I think that you should at least
jail
be be placed somewhere public where niggas can roast you on national television. Like at least let the community line up our best black comics to just flame you in front of everyone you hold dear. I just think firing's not good enough.
I mean, and you won't catch me arguing with it. Like you a whole bitch for this. You are an adult. Like anytime I have conflict with children, I take a moment to say those wise words my mother told me when I was a teenager dealing with my little brother.
Yeah.
This is a child.
Yeah.
And as much as I might be irritated or upset or mad right now, I have the benefit of being a grown ass person. Yeah. So I can compartmentalize and I can put things into the right context and I can respond like an adult because I'm an adult. If you're not an adult, you have no business being a teacher.
And see, that's the thing. You didn't ask for your mama to bring no brother into your goddamn
I didn't.
house.
Did I have to learn anyway? But I didn't ask.
There's
You right.
that.
I didn't sign up. I wasn't being paid to be a big sister. Probably would have complained less.
If you can't deal with a 5-year-old possibly using too much toilet tissue, I humbly suggest you find something else.
You need to go be an accountant.
I know there aren't a ton of There aren't a ton of options. I'm hearing great things about Bitcoin, OnlyFans. I don't know what else it is you need to give a shot to, but clearly you should not be a teacher or around children at all because you can't handle the basics.
Right. Because this is day one and you're not equipped. So find something else to do. Someplace where you don't have to take care of children and let that be that.
Word. Is that teacher a parent?
I can't imagine. I really can't imagine a parent doing something like this, but you never know. They might just be deeply racist down to their core.
That's true too. That is true too. That
Right.
is very true too.
So
Because they could have, you know, a whole bunch of children. It's not like they look at black kids as humans.
right. So
you're right.
but yeah, I hope that the elementary school is now owned by this woman and her mother, and they take every dime they can from this school district, because I just don't understand how a teacher like this teacher has to face some kind of consequences. It's just so wrong. It's just so wrong to do that,
Like,
to a baby. I mean,
evil.
really,
Like,
at any age, even if an 18-year-old high school senior did it, I would not expect a child, a student, to have to clean out the toilet. But even if they did, at the bare minimum, I'm gonna expect that y'all gave him a pair of them long ass rubber gloves to put on. Like, it's something. A 5-year-old putting his bare hands in the toilet is inexcusable on every level.
That's why it's evil, because you did that shit knowing that a child would be confused enough, scared enough, intimidated enough to just not argue and go ahead with it or whatever the fuck. If that child, instead of 5, was 15, he likely would have told you to eat an entire bag of dicks and taken himself to the principal's office, because he already knew
you got me
when mama,
up.
daddy, guardian, whoever the fuck Meemaw pulled up, it was curtains. You did that shit with a baby because you knew that the baby would not fucking argue with you. I hope whatever the extent of the consequences can be, you get 10 times past that. Fuck you and your lineage.
Exactly. Oh, well, I mean, it's not going to get any better than that. So on that note, that wraps up this week's episode of The Read. Make sure you check us out on social media at thisistheread.com. And at This Is The Read, our merch is at shoptheread.com. And yeah, don't forget Stitcher Premium if you want ad-free episodes of the show. Any news from you this week, friend?
I don't have any news. I simply want to say, don't forget your SPF. It matters.
It does.
You know what I'm saying? Look after your pets. Keep them fed and watered. And also, bitch, before you start complaining about them pulling episodes, I don't know why I didn't just put this in the read. Before you start complaining about them pulling episodes of SpongeBob or whatever, but Lil Nas X's video or whatever the fuck other shit is out here. That episode of SpongeBob that they pulled 2 episodes of SpongeBob, but the Panty Raid episode needed to go because it was weird in 2003 or whenever the fuck it came out. And that is an actual Nickelodeon children's show where someone thought it was a funny idea to write these cartoon characters breaking into a woman's house and stealing her drawers. So before y'all start complaining about, you know, the gays versus SpongeBob or Pepe Le Pew's creepy ass or Johnny Bravo or whoever the fuck else, it was weird and unnecessary then, and it was actually marketed to children. So, you know,
save the dumb
soak it
shit,
up and get the fuck over yourself. Okay, you're gonna die one day. It is what it is. You're getting older and shit ain't as sweet as you thought that it was when, you know, bigotry was just at an all-time high and you could just walk around and spit at any nigger or fag that you chose.
Yeah.
You know, the kids are shaping things up differently. Yeah, your chapter's wrapping up. So get over yourself. And I'm done. And I won't ever say anything kind to anyone ever again on social media. So don't worry about that either. All right.
All right, Blacks, take care of yourselves. We will see y'all next week.